All right, let's do this. How we doing out there, guys? Welcome to another installment of BrickWall and Reviews. I'm Dave, and of course, it's Friday night. So what does that mean? New episode of Mandalorian dropped tonight. Bam, 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 bam. All right, but for real, full disclosure, I got to say something. I have to admit something. Something that I may or may not be proud to admit, but today was not just Mandalorian night, but it was also the return. I always do this. I'm always never centered in my camera. Okay, so it was also the return of a very classic show, a show that many people loved back then in the 90s. A show by the name of Animaniacs. And I have been watching. I've been watching that most of the day. I watched a few episodes, like the first 5 episodes. So if you guys want me to give you my opinion and my reaction on those 5 episodes, drop a comment down in the comment section. Let me know if you guys want to hear me talk about the Animaniacs. But we're not here to talk about that. We're here to talk about the Mandalorian tonight, episode 4 of season 2. But before I get into that, I want to remind you guys to subscribe to the YouTube channel. For all of you who have been subscribing and watching, thank you guys so much. It means so much to know that our viewership is expanding. We love it. We're on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. Find us, follow us, and definitely keep tuning into our videos. We're going to have a few changes coming up potentially in the future, in the near future. So definitely keep watch for that. Stay tuned for more updates and announcements. But Tuesday we'll be back. Me and Sam will be here for a review on a movie. and Also, Sam, she did on the Tuesday. I'm never centered up on this camera, y'all. This is like a running gag for me. This is this is like a running gag for me. This camera, but yeah. This Tuesday I just passed, Sam did her anime review on Bed and Breakfast. I forgot that. I'm looking at the Kakurio. I got the paper right there. Kakurio Bed and Breakfast. She did her anime review on that. Really cool anime, really great review. So you guys make sure you go check that out for sure. And yeah, that's all the announcements I have. So I'm gonna dive right into this review. This was again episode 4 of season 2 of The Mandalorian, and I have to say I was whelmed. I enjoyed this episode. I know coming off of the first 3 episodes of the season, I was like, yo, it only goes up from here. I'm practically saying that. Um, I don't know. This one was good. This one was good. It wasn't as high octane as the other ones, in my opinion. Again, that's just my opinion. But I thought it was still a great episode, and especially towards the end, it had such a great reveal. I want to see where they're going with that reveal because it's really interesting. I know there's a lot of fan theories out there about this reveal, but I mean, it was a good episode. I really enjoyed it. It really takes you back to this is the one. I think I said this last week that this is at the point where the Mandalorian is about to start bringing in the lore of his own show. It's things are about to seem more connected. And this episode is pretty much just case in point because this episode takes us back to some characters we haven't seen since the end of season 1. It takes us back to Cara Dune, played by Gina Carano. It takes us back to Grief Karga, played by Carl Weathers. And it even takes us back to the very first character that wasn't the Mandalorian that we met in the series. His very first bounty that we met, Mithro, played by Horatio Sands. And also we have the return, not really the return, but like this is where he really about to return of Moff Gideon. So we have all these cool, we return to the planet of Navarro. Of course, the Mandalorian, he goes there to get repairs on his ship. I mean, when this episode started, it was kind of funny. They put their cute Baby Yoda moment up there. I know for the past couple weeks, everyone's been like, "Yo, Baby Yoda is a terrorist. He's eating unborn kids, and he's just an asshole. He's out here eating shit and not doing right." But this episode gives us a nice, good old classic, cute old Baby Yoda moment to say, "Hey, he's still cute, guys. He's still cute. He can still sell toys. He's not a complete terrorist." So it kind of starts with the Mandalorian trying to instruct Baby Yoda to fix the wires on the ship, which I thought was pretty funny. And one thing I can't get over though, when I hear Baby Yoda, when I think of Baby Yoda, when I see Baby Yoda, I can't get over the fact that he's technically 50 years old. So like he's like an old man, practically, right? Like in our years, he's like an old man, but for him, he's still considered a child. Like 50 years old, still considered like a baby, but he's 50 years old in human years. So I kind of look at it and I'm like, wow, it's kind of like an old man who doesn't know how to hook up the Roku stick. You got to keep saying, no, 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 put it there, do that, do this, do that. So that was it started off with a pretty comical moment between Mandalorian and Baby Yoda. And so they ended up having to go back to Navarro, which is the planet that they were on in season one. I'm sorry, I said I didn't do a rewatch of season one. I just kind of jumped into season two. I'm not really a big rewatch person. So there's some lore here that's kind of escaping my brain a little bit, but it's all good. I'm still watching the show. So that's the cool thing about it, right? So he ends up going to Navarro to get some repairs on his ship. And of course, he meets back up with Grief and Kara. And, he goes there. The ship's getting worked on. And while the ship's getting worked on, of course, what would it be if Mando wasn't given a mission? So the mission here is they have to basically blow up an old Imperial base that is on the other side of the planet. If they blow up this base, it pretty much fully liberates the planet. I know at this point, Kara, she's the marshal of the planet. She's like the marshal of the little town or the planet they're on. And, they pretty much built it back up. I know at the end of last season, they kind of rebuilt the planet and kind of changed some things around there. Again, I didn't do a rewatch, guys, so I'm a little rusty on the information. But it's kind of clear. It's kind of clear. When you watch it, it's kind of clear that, okay, this is a place. Obviously, it was a place that was down. And now these two people are obviously, they picked it back up and lifted it to now it's a good place to be. One of the things that also happens, Baby Yoda is not really in this episode a lot, but what they do kind of in the beginning of the episode, they drop him off at, catch this, they drop him off at school. And it was funny to me because it's like, wow, he drops him off at school, and it's kind of just funny to see Baby Yoda in there and a class full of kids, and all the kids start talking about him. So there's one kid's eating a cookie. I just want to get this part because I thought this part was hilarious. One kid's eating a cookie, and Baby Yoda's looking at him the same way your children look at you when you got a snack, and they say, "Give me some, right here. Hey, I'm right here. Give me some." The kid says no. Baby Yoda says, "All right. Well, guess I got to do this the hard way." Uses the force to get the bag of cookies over to him. The kid doesn't even notice it. He has the cookies. He's looking at the kid like, "Mine now, boy." So I mean, this episode, again, for everyone who was kind of turned off by Baby Yoda in the past couple of weeks, you get your cute Baby Yoda moments, you get your adorable moments, and those are only two of the moments. He got a couple more moments at the end of the episode that are his little cute on-brand Baby Yoda moments, like, "Oh, I can't stay mad at you, Baby Yoda, but for me, I still know what you did in the last couple episodes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, you a predator. I ain't forget. You eating people, babies. I ain't forget. Yeah. I ain't forget. I didn't forget it all, Baby Yoda." But anyway, so they go to the Imperial base, and when they get there, at first Mando's told that we're just gonna go there to this old Imperial base, blow it up, get rid of it, take some weapons if they got them in there, and then we all good. But when they get there, they find out that there are stormtroopers, like there, like actively there, and so it's kind of weird that they're still inhabiting this base, and they're supposed to be going off the planet. So they go and they fight their way through. And one of the things I thought was really funny was when they ran up on a couple of the, I guess you would call them, I'm going to call them employees. I don't know what else to call them, I guess, because they're not Imperial troopers, because they're not wearing the helmets or anything. They're, I don't know what the official name for them are, but I'm going to call them employees. So the employees, they see Mando and the crew running up, and they go, "Go!" And they start shooting at the panel where all the information was. Another one's shooting at, was two of them. One of them was shooting at the crew, and the other one was just shooting. They're busting up those laptops Their little screens just they ain't gonna find this shit. Like, it was funny. It was funny to watch. And I was like, damn, whatever they're hiding on that computer really gotta be important. Turns out it was vitally important because right besides that computer, like the computer's on one side, the little panels on one side, and right over here on the other side, there's a tank. And inside that tank, there's a body. There's a body in there floating. Now, when I saw this body in there floating, I automatically thought, oh shit, they're about to tie this into Palpatine rising back from the dead. But I think it's something a little bit more complex than that, or a little less complex than that. I'm kind of weighing back and forth the balance scale. Reason being is because they found an old video transmission, which isn't really that old, just from not too long ago. I think they said it was like 49 days. I think they said it was like 49 or 29 days. I don't know if I heard it correctly. I want to say it was 49 days ago that transmission was sent. And what the transmission was, sorry, I had to swallow some, I'm saying, I'm talking, building up a lot of saliva and mouth on some of you guys. So, y'all know that basic science, anatomy and stuff like that. Y'all know what it is. Anyway, so they see the transmission. In the transmission, he's talking about like, okay, yeah, we need some more subjects or the willing subjects. It's a risky move to do this. We don't have the blood from the child. The asset is still missing. So it kind of opens up. I know there were like a lot of fan theories that were saying that they were going to use Baby Yoda to practically create clones for the I don't know if you want to call them the dark side. I mean, they're using his blood to make clones pretty much for the bad guys. And Mando sees this, he's like, oh hell no, I'll pick up my kid from school. I'll be back. You guys got this. Kind of funny. But so it was really crazy. It was a very interesting moment. So I'm really anxious to see what they do with that and where they're gonna go with that. Because even at the end of the episode, they we're finally seeing Moff Gideon in the flesh, because these past few episodes we've not really seen him in the flesh. We've seen holograms of him, but we haven't seen him in the flesh. This time he appears in the flesh. And the last shot, there are stormtroopers, but they're dressed in black. Because I was trying to really kind of catch him, like, are those stormtroopers in black? I know there's probably an official name or an official thing of who they are out there. Again, as I say every week, I am not the big overload of information Star Wars guy. I am the above casual fan. So I know things, but I don't know everything. So it looks as though Moff Gideon's on to, he's like, okay, I've got this plan going on here. We're going to be ready. And they're going to practically follow the Mandalorian. How are they going to follow the Mandalorian, though, you ask? Well, when he got his ship fixed, one of the people who worked on his ship was actually working with Moff Gideon and put a tracking device inside of the ship after they fixed it up, or while they fixed it up. So now this is the episode where things are starting to take a turn. I think I heard somewhere that this season is actually going to be 8 episodes. I'm not sure. I'm not 100% sure. I'm thinking 13. Again, I'm not checking the episode count. I don't check episode. Okay, full disclaimer. Time out. I don't check episode counts because, let me see. How can I put this? I don't want to know where I'm going to have to get off of the ride. You know what I'm saying? Like, let me think. How can I mean, because I like watching, especially when it's something that I binge. Like when I binge watch something on Netflix, I don't like knowing how many episodes are there, because it's like, okay, well now I know when I get to this point, this says episode 7. Okay, now I know this is the second to last one, so I brace myself. I just feel like it's a different experience when you brace yourself for the end, as opposed to when you're sitting there and you're like, yo, wow, what's gonna happen there? Oh, it's over? Oh my God. Like it makes any cliffhangers, it makes them, you don't really see it coming. Like, even though you don't see the cliffhanger, but you don't see the cliffhanger coming in the sense that you didn't know that was the last episode, as opposed to, okay, this is 8 episodes. All right, this is episode 7. All right, next episode. All right, cool. Brace myself. It's going to be some crazy ending and everything. Like, I just like to be surprised. So that was a tangent. I don't know. I mean, it's not really much to say about this episode, really, I mean, it was directed by Carl Weathers, who plays. I have the names here. I'm sorry, guys. I told you I'm not good with these names. Who plays Grief Karga? It was directed by Carl Weathers directed this. I thought it was a really nicely directed episode. It had a really nice chase sequence with the stormtroopers and then the TIE fighters. And I mean, it was. I don't know. I mean, I didn't like it. I didn't enjoy it as much as I enjoyed the first three. You guys have all been watching my reviews on these episodes so far. And in terms of episode 4, so far, I'm gonna rank this as the weakest in the bunch so far. But that's not to say it's a bad episode at all. Like, I'm not saying it's a bad episode. It's a good episode. Like, it's good. It's a good episode, especially with the twist that I pretty much gave away at the end with the whole cloning and what they're planning to do with Baby Yoda and how things are kind of coming together story wise. It's a good episode. Like, it's a good episode. It is. But I mean, the other three just started on such an adrenaline rush for me. And this one, it had good action. Fight choreography was good. I mean, it got a little bit into some lore about the rebel pilots and everything, which recently I've had. Shout out to a way more popular YouTuber than me, Matt Pat over there at Film Theory. He really changed my opinion on how I view the rebellion and the Galactic Empire. Right? He changed my opinion on how I think about them. And so now every time I'm watching something Star Wars, I'm like, yo, the rebellion is kind of not the best thing for the galaxy right now. So, but even outside of that, I mean, it's not much to say about this episode. I mean, there wasn't any the big chunk of the episode, like the big meat, I know what I said. But the big thing about the episode for me, the chunk, the meat of the episode was really when they got into the facility and found out that they were cloning. They were doing cloning projects. It was like a lab, and that they need the Baby Yoda's DNA to make more clones. And then the fact that they put the tracking, like everything for me in this episode happened within like the last. I don't know how long this episode was, but I didn't check the time on that either. But yeah, I would say like the last half of the episode was really where I was like fully invested in it. Everything else that happened before was fine. It had its moments, but like through and through, like especially coming off again, episode 1, 2, and 3 of this season, just the entire episodes were great watches, like really good watches, like just really good. And so and it's not a bad thing that this one wasn't that good. It happens. I mean, it's the 4th episode. If this is really 8 episodes long, then this is the halfway point. We're at the halfway point of the season. I heard that the next episode is actually going to be the one where we're introduced to Ahsoka Tano's live action debut. So I'm expecting that to be a really good episode, and I'm expecting everything after that to be pretty high octane. But I mean, if it's 8 episodes, so far we got 1 out of 8 that hasn't been that great. And that's not bad at all. That's not bad. I mean, again, the season started off incredible. So, of course, you're going to have a little drop off. But, so, I mean, that's all I have to say really about this episode. I mean, definitely, still recommended it, of course. I'm going to give this episode out of 5 stars. I'm going to give it about like 3.5. I'm going to give it 3.5 stars. That's just me. Again, if you guys enjoyed the episode and loved the episode, I mean, I respect that. I'm not saying it's a bad episode, but it just wasn't my favorite of the season so far. So I mean, that's it. That's all I got to say about this episode. It was called The Siege, season 2, episode 4 of The Mandalorian. That's it. So yeah, I'll definitely be back next week to talk about episode 5. I'm excited for that. I mean, I don't know if it's going to actually be the Ahsoka Tano episode, but I don't really care. I'm just excited to watch more Mandalorian, honestly. But yeah, so that's all I have for you guys. Thank you all for tuning in. Remember, we are back here on Tuesday for a regular review of a film that I mean, I'm not ready to reveal it yet, but we're gonna be back here for me and Sam. We're gonna be back here for a review of a film. Guys, go check out her anime review on Kakurio Bed and Breakfast. Because I can't remember the first part of the anime. Anyway, and yeah, just go check out our other videos. Check out my other reviews of The Mandalorian thus far. And I mentioned earlier that I did watch not the Mandalorian, the Animaniacs reboot. I have been watching a couple episodes, so if you guys want to see me review that, give a quick little opinion on that, definitely drop a comment in the comment section down below. Hit me on Instagram, hit me on Twitter, hit us on Facebook, whatever, man. But again, thank you guys for tuning in tonight. Hope you guys are continuing to stay safe. Wonder Woman 1984 is coming to HBO Max. I don't know why I just divulged that piece of information. There's a lot of news. Maybe I should do another edition of BrickWall News. Maybe. But in the meantime, you guys stay safe out there. Remember, continue social distancing, wear your mask, do the right thing, stay out of trouble. And if you're traveling, which you probably shouldn't, stay safe, be awesome, be excellent to each other. And until next time, this is the way. Subscribe. Peace.